Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Sunshine Acres. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon. Again, taking another day off work. I told you before, I love doing that this time of year. Get caught up on chores. There's a lot of weekends that we are out of town, so I mean, it just really helps out to just kind of knock out a few items and then be able to enjoy our weekend. But I am going to be able to. I think I've got about an hour here, and I'm going to be able to get a couple things done. Where we left off last time, we were putting the lattice, getting stain done, and I'll flip this camera around and kind of show you a little bit of that. So where we left off, we were getting these pieces of lattice stained. So we've got, I believe, 5 pieces left to do. We've got, these guys here. So I'll get those staged. I want to get the guys that are already stained, take those down to Sunset Cabin, as well as I picked up some more of that synthetic landscape edging that I showed you in a couple videos ago. So I'll get that down there as well, and just kind of get prepped for next week so we can move that along a little quicker. So a few of the miscellaneous items, as we pointed out before, we've got just this treated 2x4 that I ripped in half. And I want to mount those to the bottom of these guys. There's nowhere to screw the lattice into the cabin, so this hopefully will just create a little rigidity as we place river rock stone along the bottom of this. The other items I want to do, at least get prepped for today, are to cut a few of these pieces of trim. I don't know if I like that width or maybe a narrower one. But once the lattice is up, we'll want to just cover those guys up. Just kind of dress it up a little bit, so that should be nice. One other item that happened this week, we got a new member of the green family. Pretty happy with that. Little John Deere mower with a bagger on it. This is an X304, and they stopped making these in 2015. I got this off Craigslist, and only has 100 hours on it, and just a really good looking machine. It's got the 4-wheel turn system on it, which is a little bit different than other mowers I've ever had, so we'll see how we adjust to that. But we're hoping with the bag system that this will help this fall with the leaves. So we'll show you that guy in action here in the next couple weeks. So I found this is almost always the case if you're just trying to do a quick little project and you're working in 2 locations. In this case, we're always up in the barn doing something, and then we're down here at Sunset Cabin, and I needed short deck screws to put that 2x on the lattice. Of course, they are down here at Sunset Cabin and not in the barn, so I had to make a trip down here to do that. But I'm kind of glad I did, because as I look around down here, you see, I mean, we've had some rain this week, so I've got some standing water. And last winter, late fall and winter, we absolutely tore up our old trail right down through here to the point we can't even use it anymore. So I had abandoned it and created a new one up here. So I don't want to do that this year. So I'm not going to make trips down here to the cabin today, but what I will do is get that 2x put on the lattice, get it set to the side, get the new pieces up on the table ready to stain, and try to cut those little pieces of trim as well. So at least I'll get that done, but not a little change of plans is all. So one little thing I'd recommend when you're doing projects like this, especially over the course of weeks, you kind of forget maybe what you did the week before. So we've gone through, and every upper left outside face has a piece of blue tape on it. And then we labeled that. In this case, it is back left of the cabin, and did the same thing with these guys. Labeled them. That way you know which ones go back with which, and keeps you from making a mistake down the road. So as I set up to do this one, I don't know if you can see on there, but this guy's got it's got a little wave to it. I mean, we contoured it a bit to match the ground. So when I'm screwing in this piece of 2x, you can see that little lip, leaving some exposed space both sides. I mean, this is not finished carpentry. I mean, this guy's just meant to provide support along the bottom edge, so I'm not trying to make it perfect. And I definitely want to make sure it is slid just a hair in. I don't want any conflicts with the ground as we put that on. Okay, so about to wrap it up for today. So I've got everything that we stained last week. Got the 2x put on and it's stacked up on this gator, ready to go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the last 5 pieces of lattice here prepped, up on tables, ready to be stained. We talked about maybe doing that later this weekend, but in all likelihood, that's going to be next week, I believe. Got these little guys here. These will be vertical pieces of trim that go over where lattice joins at an edge. And then these little guys here will be connectors for the remaining 2x2s here, just to connect those and tighten those joints up. So that's about it for this week. This video will continue, like I said, either later this weekend or next week. There's a couple other things I want to talk about before I leave y'all today. By the time you see this, it should be close to, if not right about Thanksgiving time. So there's actually a couple of things I wish I would have mentioned on last week's video, but the timing may be better now. First thing is we went into Sherwin-Williams store to get the stain that we used here for the lattice, and we just had a wonderful experience in there. And I just, maybe that shouldn't be that much out of the norm, but it seems like nowadays everybody's short-handed. Seems like there's just a lot of negative stuff going on. But we went into that store and we forgot to write down the number of the stain we needed, or the name of what we needed. And this was a different store than Miss Kara had gone to previously. But we went in, and it just so happened one of the ladies working there happened to work at the other store, picked up the phone, called her buddies down there, had them look something up, and just anyway, super helpful. And it just should be noted that anytime you go into to a place and you actually get what's good service nowadays, I mean, recognize them for this. Say thank you a couple times, leave an extra $1 tip. I mean, do that kind of thing. Be thankful for people that help you out. The second thing that happened that day was, as we were driving back, or two, I forget, but we're driving away. We live out in the country, obviously, and we're passing by this house. And this couple's out working in the front. They got their tractor out there with an auger bit on the back, and it tells the husband and wife working together. And we kind of pride ourselves in that. It was so nice to see another couple doing that. And you know, we saw that and it was like, hey, that reminds us of us, and you know, that's fun. But a day like today, I'm filming half of this video, you know, I'm home by myself, and I think that's good to, you know, show progress and all that. But I hate being here by myself, and without Miss Kara here, it's just not near as much fun. So I mean, I'll continue to do the videos if I'm here alone, but I miss you, baby. Look forward to finishing the rest of this with you. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, we were out here last week and I went to fire up the old miter saw, and it just, I've got a video of it previously, but this little guy right here. So this is the last tool, big tool I've got here in the shop that my dad got me. So hate to see that get burned up, but I'm just thankful for the time I did have with him. He's been gone now 6 years, but I need to take that saw to the dumpster at some point, but that won't be anytime soon. But like I said, this should catch you about Thanksgiving, so be thankful for any time you get good service. Be thankful for the opportunity you have to work with the ones you love, and be thankful for the time that you had with those that are no longer with us. So like I said, I think this will be about Thanksgiving. If not, happy Thanksgiving.